Y'all wanted flowers? You got them. Damn right. The Mojang team has finally answered a few gardener's prayers, I guess. They've added a bunch of flowers, and I say a bunch. This is also a part of the same snapshot that introduced all these fishing mechanisms. This is amazing. This is the biggest snapshot I've seen in ages. You can count them, but there are 14 flowers. 14 different flowers. Only one of which is exactly like before, our good friend the dandelion, because the single lonely little rose does not exist anymore. It is the rose bush, Lee rose bush, which does not actually hurt you when you're inside it, which I think is something they probably should add because, you know, for effect and all. But that's only the dandelion stays the same. So that's a lot of change in the garden world. So we have, first up, the poppy, which kind of replaces the single rose. It kind of does. Then we have the blue orchid, which finally brings the color blue, you know, around your Minecraft world. There's also allium, which I have no idea what I have no idea what it looks like in real life. It looks like a big puff of a big white, big cloud of purple. This one is azur bleuet. You might have noticed my voice changed. That because I was speaking in French. Because this is a French flower. A Frenchman found this flower basically, and it's very popular in France. And then you have tulips, lots of tulips. You have red, orange, white, and pink tulips. You have those are the, and there's also the oxeye daisy. These are all the 1 block tall flowers. There are also numerous 2 block tall flowers, such as the rosebush, and the peony or ponies. However you pronounce that, the lilac, which is much easier to pronounce, and of course, what you can see in the background, sunflowers. But we'll talk about that later, because sunflowers for now are not the main concern. Now, these can be, let me get back to game mode S, T, C. Let's get, there we go. Let's go back in game mode C, game mode S, goddamn. Never gonna find out. So, these flowers can be obtained regularly by bone mealing the ground, if the ground is willing to be cooperative with me. There we go. See, we have some azur bleuet. Here we have some more of those. If we go inside here, if you want to be quiet, okay, it's extremely random. That's one thing that I've noticed. For now, it looks like I'm getting a lot of daisies, but I can assure you that in my tests, this did not only give me daisies. See, there's a poppy. Okay, why is it giving me so many daisies? Maybe it does give off a lot of daisies, or I'm just being... It does give a lot of daisies, but in any case, all the other things I'm gonna backtrack because there's actually a biome, well, 2 biomes, one of which I want to cover in this video, the other one which I will cover in the biomes video. By the way, that video will be a bit later because seeing the mass of time it takes to get to one particular biome, and I am not kidding you, it takes a good 30 minutes to find one specific biome. I've hunted 2 for the occasion, and it took me about that time. Also, you might notice that we have 2 other tall grasses. Those are the double tall grass and the large ferns. Now, I know this worked for the tall grass, but if you bone meal tall grass, it becomes double tall grass. Now, for ferns, if we go into game mode C, we'll find that out in just a second. If we bone meal that, it will also become a large fern. So, we can easily say that these can be grown, I'm guessing, so that's definitely a plus. Also, you might want to notice that sugarcane have changed color, texture, I mean, and the reason why I do not know, but I am suspecting a bamboo forest, or maybe it's been added and no one's found it yet. I've actually found, while searching for the 2 biomes I'm going to show you, I've actually found a lot of sub-biomes that were not listed on the forums yet. So be sure to check out for those, because for all that I know, they're going to be my channel exclusive for a while. Now we've covered those tall glasses that really don't, they're nice. They're nice little colors and all. So what are they used for? All, and I do mean all, these flowers will enable you to obtain dyes. Now, like game mode. No, game mode S. Dandelion will of course get you 2 dandelion yellow. Normal. The poppy will get you 2 rose red and will replace the rose in that effect. The blue orchid will get you 2 light blue dye. The allium will get you 1 magenta dye. And that's one of the new things. Oh yeah, blue orchid will also get 1 blue dye. A lot of these flowers, actually all these flowers, only give out 1 dye. I think we can say they're like small flowers. So see, for example, the red tulip will only give 1, whilst the poppy will give you 2. The orange tulip will give you orange dye, which is a lifesaver. The white tulip will give you light gray dye as well, such as the azure bleu, which helps, I guess, for dyeing because, God, that sounds weird to say, which helps dyeing a lot, since you might not want to waste your bone meal on that, and that's something I think is pretty damn good. Then we have the oxide daisy, which is also going to give you light gray dye. The lilac, which will give you 2 magenta dye instead of 1. The sunflower will give you 2 dandelion yellow as well. The rosebush as well. So the rosebush is basically a substitute as well to the rose as well. The peony will give you 2 pink dye. So that's for the dyes. So you can notice that not all dyes are covered, and a lot of recurrent, such as the light gray dye, the pink dye, and the red dye, which is now the more common dye, next to yellow and magenta, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, and of course light gray dye. So those are dyes that are useful and all that. But one thing has been noted, particularly during the snapshot, and because it was one of the first things announced, the sunflower. Now, the sunflower, when you grow it, now I can go back to game mode C, because I was using game mode S to craft the little suckers over there to make them to die. Now, let's get rid of those. Give me my sunflower. There we go. Now, sunflowers will always face... Nope, I didn't want to take a screenshot. Sunflowers will always face east. And that... Oh my god, Creeper, what are you doing there? What are you doing there, Creeper? God. That thing could have mauled me and destroyed my beautiful snapshot. Oh, it's almost night, that's fine. Time set dia does not work. Time set day, there we go. Now, sunflowers will always face east, so that's a good way to know where you're going or where you want to go. But a lot of people have been complaining the fact that they only do face east, and that's something a lot of people need to notice, is that although they do face east, and it might look monotonous, if you look at it from this angle, you can clearly see they're not facing the exact same directions, and whether you place them like this or like this has absolutely no influence on where they'll be facing. They'll just face regularly towards east. So if you don't like that, well, I'm sorry, but for now it's something that's going to stay. Ooh, read group. That's how long it's been. Now, there are also a few interesting little things to note. Actually, there's one thing I wanted to try out. Oh, maybe because I'm in game mode S. Okay, I want to check the particles, but apparently that's gonna be for another day because I'm not pro enough for that at the moment. Now, here's the thing I've been trying to hide from you guys for a while. A new biome called the Sunflower Plains. Now, as the biome evidently suggests, this is a plain of sunflowers. Now, what else can you find in sunflower plains? Everything spawns regularly in sunflower plains, as in, oh god, lag. Horses will spawn in sunflower plains. I do not have one on hand at the moment, but I can assure you they do. I have tested that before, and that's a new biome I don't want to cover right now. And a lot of sunflowers will, of course, spawn in this area. Now, there is another such area where flowers spawn a lot. Now, of course, this, more than sunflowers, also spawns also a lot of regular. Like, you see, the regular terrain is filled with, like, groups of the same flower. That's apparently how they don't spread, but that's how they spawn. They spawn in groups. So, that's one thing to look out for. You can see that pretty much everywhere. See, there's, like, a few poppies, and there's azure bleuet, dandelions, and all that stuff. But there's also another biome to cover today. Yes, they are. The other biome is, I hope I spawn at the right place. And ultramassive lag. There we are. The flower forest. Now, if this place isn't magical, I don't know what is. Look at this. This is a lot of flowers and shit. Oh well, yeah, no snow tigers. If you guys want to look up for that, well, now you've been spoiled. Materials, let's get some bone meal, because I want to test this on here as well. It gives me regular grass. So it does seem like it spawns, or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Okay, bone meal is... Okay, so it did spawn red tulips there. That's something. And it did spawn a lot of red tulips there. Huh. Coincidence? I think not. So apparently they spawn in groups, even with bone meal. So maybe that's a way to set up farms, find places where some spawn, or maybe... I don't know. I'll have to check that furthermore. But anyways, this is a flower forest. And as you can see, it is filled with flowers. Every one of them. Actually, I don't see the blue orchids. I'm trying to spot a blue orchid somewhere around here. And giving away a bit too much right there. Lots of allium. I don't know if lots of tulips also, that's for sure. That's weird. I don't see the blue orchid. And now, come to think of it, I haven't seen it in a lot of places, or in any place at all, now that I think of it. So it could be that the blue orchid is, perhaps, and I do say perhaps, biome exclusive. To a new biome maybe, we don't know. I haven't studied all the flowers and all, but that's what the flowers are giving off for the moment. They're giving off two nice little biomes. The sunflower forest, the flower forest, and the sunflower plains. Again, I think I rounded up pretty much every knowledge you needed to know about flowers for a bit of time. I will probably make regular update vids on when I get a lot of info, or when I find a lot of things. Like you can see, everyone is pretty much discovering stuff at this point, and I can only say that from here on in, there can only be more. But anyways, guys, that's the end of the flower and plants part of the snapshot review. If you've enjoyed it, rating is much appreciated. Like, comment, whatever. Actually, I'd prefer comments, suggestions. Maybe you found something I didn't see. If that's the case, what happened here? Yeah, if you saw something that I didn't see, please stay in the comments so I can check that out as well, and maybe include it in the next review. Of course, you will be... Oh god, more spoilers! Of course, you will be credited for that info. And yes, guys, that was the plants part of the 13w36a. Oh, I'm getting good at pronouncing it. Snapshot.